everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I am over here in the wilderness. That is because I need to get some wolves here very quickly. So I'm just going to have to tame up as many of these things as I possibly can. That is because in today's episode, I am going to need a couple of wolves for the project I'm wanting to do. In which case, is that it for the wolves in this area? I think that is. So I need to ferry you guys all the way back home. In which case, I believe it is entirely by land, so I just need to walk back. But in today's episode, I am planning on being able to use these wolves in one of my farms. So I'm just going to try getting these guys back. Are you one of my wolves? I don't think you are. No, you are. You're just not following me for some reason. But I'm going to need these wolves for one of my farms today. So I'm going to get these guys back to base. And I'll be back with you guys, hopefully ready to show you the project that I am needing to get done. Alright, I have managed to escort the dogs back to my base. I did lose one of them. I don't know where. That's just kind of how escorting animals goes in this game. You kind of just wind up losing them randomly every once in a while. In which case, now I need to make a small stall for actually containing them. Now, if you're curious, no, I did not have wolves in at any points during the series. This series has been going on for over 200 episodes now. I think I'm on 223 now as of this episode. But yeah, my episode's been going that long. Never had wolves. Matter of fact, at one point, when they first added wolves, they spawned like normal passive mobs. Never tamed one. Just simply because I was using all of the bones I possibly could at that time. In actually being able to make things. So I was just never able to actually tame a wolf. So I needed to go out and get them specifically for this. In which case, I just need to create a small offshoot for them. In which case, this is the pig pen over in this direction. So I can make a wolf kennel or something going off in this direction. Or this one. It really depends on which way I'm wanting to keep future expansions. I'm thinking future expansion going this way, going around, winding back to my hideout house. So that's probably going to be where my goal is for the actual, quote, future of the series. While this direction doesn't really go anywhere. So I'm probably going to wind up creating a small wolf kennel kind of room right here. So it'd probably branch off a small bit. But this way is probably going to wind up leading to where the actual main base will be going. Because I want it to kind of go around this main lake kind of area. Because I think this is a very good range to actually build a base around. So that's probably going to be where I am building that in the future. Alright, after quite a bit of trouble, I was actually successfully able to move my dogs over, in which case I have two of them bred up, and what my goal here is, after I have these two bred, I have the little one follow me. There we go. I'm going to stop you here. I am wanting to set up a wolf right, well, not right there, more like right here, I think. That stone is going to go all the way down to here, in which case I'm going to quickly get rid of this hopper, because I don't want it going away. In which case, it might have already gone in there, or it might take a second. Oh no, I picked it up. Oh, no, I didn't. That's a stone from below. I don't know where that stone went. It might have already gotten dispensed. In which case, I might as well put this back then. In which case, I'm just going to have to carve out this part of the wall, grab a little bit of stone over here, and I am going to want to set up some wolves in order to set up an automatic XP farm. In which case, what that calls for is me getting a wolf right there, and then basically blocking them in. So what I'm going to do is I need this wolf here to grow up, basically. So if you don't mind standing up for me, I feed you all this rotten flesh and you sit back down. And then when that boy grows up, I'm going to try lodging him in this area up here. And what that is going to wind up doing is that I can stand right here, and these skeletons, one by one, will be slowly killed by the little pupper over here. So as they slowly die, whenever a wolf kills a hostile mob, they drop all of the loot that would be associated with a player that killed it. So in the events, for example, if I were to kill one of these skeletons, it will drop loot. So it will either drop like some armor, it will drop its bow, but it will always drop bones and arrows. Well, not always, but it will drop bones or arrows. Always, sometimes a combination of the two. But it will also drop XP when I kill it. Well, guess what? When a wolf kills it, because it is assigned to a player, that means they will also be assigned to dropping XP. Meaning that if I just stand right here or something, XP will slowly filter out towards me. These skeletons are shooting me. I need to stand at a location in which case those arrows aren't going to build up, because that can create extreme lag. But yeah, I just need to stand somewhere where the wolves can slowly kill them. I also need to make this thing reloadable because it's kind of inevitable that the wolf will wind up dying. Not because the skeletons are going to kill them, but because several of the skeletons are going to have thorns, and the thorns will kill the dog. So, I do need to keep that in mind, and I also need to keep an eye on the dog, hence why I'm having 2 wolves over here, so that way when they do die, I can breed up a new wolf and load it into the system. Alright, I was finally able to load him all of the way up here, in which case, I think it is about time to actually run this. So I emptied my inventory so I can try AFKing this a little bit and be safe, in which case, stand him up. He should begin attacking the skeletons here, and he should be relatively safe because of how many are actually in there. In which case, I need to stand in a location that, I know they will not shoot me, in which case, oh, that's because one of them had a fire bow. I was like, how did one of them get set on fire? In which case, all I have to do is simply stand here, and I should slowly just passively gain XP while standing here. In which case, it's not going to be too much, but, it is going to be fine, I guess? In which case, the part that I am most interested in is how fast the system is actually going to wind up being, because my typical system is I just throw a health potion in after about an hour of waiting, probably. I wait here for about an hour, I throw a health potion. Typically, I throw 3 in because of how tanky some of the skeletons in here can wind up being. So I wind up throwing 3 in and killing as many as I can. That doesn't even kill all of them because of the level of protection some of these guys are wearing on the armor. So I throw that in, and a whole bunch of them wind up dying. But now, they'll probably wind up dying a fair amount just because the wolf is sitting here killing. Like, just in the last few minutes, like, let's see, this clip's been going for about a minute and a half or so. I've already gotten, I think that's like, what would that be, close to a quarter of a level at this high of a level? That's really good! So, I also probably want to stand a little bit further back, make sure that the, actual skeletons aren't shooting each other, in which case, I probably want to put down, like, let's say a slab right here. That will probably be, something that can really help me. Make sure that the skeletons aren't shooting each other. So let's see, standing right here, there probably should be a lot less skeletons shooting. I think based off the number of skeletons that are still dying, and that fact I'm still getting XP, that means the wolf is still alive. One thing I do also have to be cautionary of is the wolf getting shot, and also that this system has skeletons filtered in about the same speed that the wolf can kill them. Because, in the events that the skeletons are filtered in here faster than that, then theoretically the wolf can wind up escaping. In which case, I need to back up a little bit here and put in a slab here somehow. Because the reason why I need to do that is that the wolf, theoretically, after killing all the skeletons, can just wind up jumping out of this hole. And I would have to find a way to get him back in. It's not that hard, it's just an annoyance, so I want to also keep that in mind. In which case, did the wolf die? Nope, still going. Alright. Almost got actually a whole level just off of, I think that's 2 minutes of waiting here or so. Which is really good, actually. Because typically after about an hour of waiting here, I get about, I think, 20 levels, let's say. About that much. After about a minute or 2 of waiting here, yeah, I'm going to say 2 minutes of waiting here, I've already gotten a whole level. Well, about half a level, actually. Meaning about 4 minutes a level. That's pretty good rates. That's like, I think the potions are faster, but this, I'm not using any resources for, and is slowly occurring over time. And, in the event I'm like, let's say I want to have this AFK'd overnight. This system would be able to do that, while the health potions, that would inevitably crash my machine because of how many items are going to have to be going through here. In which case, okay, nope, they're still hurting them. I think the dog's aggro is very slow. So I probably want to fit up multiple wolves in there if I can. So that's going to have to be something I keep in mind, is I have to put more wolves in the back there just so I can keep aggro going. That has to also be another thing I have to keep in mind, is if I walk too far away from the farm, they wind up teleporting out. So I have this little slit here to make sure that they don't do that. But as you can see by them both being outside the door here, I completely forgot to do that. So I'm going to need to load them both in here. Luckily, they should be able to just draw aggro and go in. So I just need to grab a few blocks here and then build up, in which case remove this block here. I think that went into the farm, but that's no matter. Do that, this, and then if I just push both the dogs up there, they will be able to draw aggro. In which case, I still can't put a block there. I don't know why I keep trying. There's too many skeletons. In which case, I probably want to throw a health potion or something and be able to stop them. In which case, oh, I need to remove these 2 blocks here. I have to be very careful. Why did you get down here? In which case, I also need to move you. In which case, let's stand you up so that way, yep, like that. And are they just shooting each other in there? I think they're just shooting each other in there, which I don't mind. It makes the system go faster. It doesn't give me as much XP, but it'll keep the skeleton population down. I like how I just hear them killing each other in there. That's very interesting. And dog all the way up here. And boom, stand you up. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on there. Aha. I didn't have that problem last time. They're launching him out. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to have to load him in a very different way. I don't know how I didn't see that problem before. Alright, after a little bit of adjustments, I was able to reallocate this. I figure that the actual problem is that he'll go into the stack, but there's so many mobs there that the cramming will send him launching. So what I simply did is I added that block there, and now it just kind of rubber bands back and forth. So that long-term works a lot better, I believe. So I just have to use that. This little wolf will have to be loaded in. I can just wind up sitting this wolf down whenever I want to load one in. Open up this block, the wolf will walk in, and I'll just have to close off this block whenever they get in there. Now, I also could replace this with a gate. That would probably make my life a little bit easier for the future. So that way I can load and unload just by, opposed to having to break the block, I just have to open and close it. So I'm probably going to have to get a gate here in a few minutes as I wait for this wolf right here to grow up. Alright, I sorted out the loading system and I was able to get 2 dogs in there. So this is effectively doubling the speed of the farm here, which is absolutely fantastic. That means I could have loaded in there theoretically an infinite number of wolves, which will be fantastic if I can manage to actually do that. I'm also going to stand about here or so to minimize the number of skeletons shooting at me, or wind up having a skeleton shoot at me. Okay then. Or is that the thorn? No, that's an arrow shooting me. Okay, so I do have to stand back at least a little bit. So, now that I am standing here, I can be able to passively collect XP, and since I've also started doing this, I've already gotten significantly more XP than I have last time. So, I think proof of concept, that shows that how well this is working, and I also have a ton of rotten flesh here, so I can begin breeding up those wolves to just keep loading up this farm more and more and more and more, so I can have, theoretically, an infinite number of wolves in there. I'm not going to put an infinite number of wolves, because I can only hold so many wolves just by, like, computer standards, but that is going to be something nice for the future, is that I can have, like, 20 wolves loaded in there, and just insta-kill any skeleton that is loaded into the farm. But that's also going to be annoying because of how many times I would have to, well, breed the wolves and load the wolves. Because loading a wolf isn't an easy thing. It's just something I can do. Because I also have to set down every single wolf. Inevitably, with 20 wolves in there, I'm not going to be able to set every single one down. But regardless, that's what we're going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found today's farm to be particularly interesting. So, with all of that now nice and set, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys have any ideas of things you want to see me do in the future, be sure to tell me. I always love hearing your guys' suggestions. But that's going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys here in the next one. So long. See ya. Oh, bye. Both the wolves are still alive. Yep, they're both alive. Arm's doing great work. I probably should have this be a more official looking thing. This does not look great. But I am happy that I don't have to sit here and brew potions just to get XP. I can just sit here, do nothing, let skeletons farm. Probably should load a third wolf in here right now.